Hi everybody, I am Leanie K and welcome to my channel. I'm a cosplayer, a stay-at-home dog mom of 5 dogs, and this is just, I've had so many experiences in my life, just very eclectic, and I want to share them with you guys because, you know, it's still kind of the pandemic, and why not? So, it being October, I thought I would share my ghost story. Well, one of the many. But, so here, I'm one of those people that sense ghosts, have seen them, have heard them, have just experienced their energy. So, it's nothing new to me. It's kind of like, oh, yeah, okay, there's something here that's not me. But this happened when I was a little girl, about 3. It was in Canton, Ohio, where I was from originally. Well, I'm still from Ohio. I'm not there anymore, but you know. Anyways, but it was a story that my parents have told me continuously. It never changes. But I had a wild imagination when I was little, and I still do. My brain just never shuts off. And my parents would always send me to bed and then stay up and watch Johnny Carson, which I'm from the 70s. Johnny Carson became Jay Leno, and now it's Jimmy Fallon. But you know, it's a night talk show, and but for some reason, I was infatuated with Johnny Carson, and I would tell my parents, "Don't sit there. Johnny Carson is sitting there," and they really didn't know how to take that. I was their first kid, and you never are quite sure what to do when you're a first-time parent. So they thought, well, you know, she's got an imagination, so she has Johnny Carson as a best friend. There are worse people to have as a best friend. We just can't happen to see him. So we'll watch, and you know, she'll be fine. She'll grow out of it. And I began to run down the stairs at night after I had been put to bed, and my parents thought it was just me not wanting to go to bed, and which makes sense because I'm a night owl. Here it is at night, and I'm shooting videos. But I would run down and complain that this man was sitting on my bed or sitting in my rocking chair, depending on how he was feeling that night, and making faces at me. And the first time it happened, they got worried. They came upstairs, they went through like the closets and under the beds, and you know, just searched the whole upstairs, which was not large, but you know. And they couldn't find anyone, and so they were asking me, well, what's he look like? And I described him as an older guy. He had a beard, he had a plaid shirt, he had suspenders, and he would sit there and make faces at me. And it was scary because I didn't know him, first off. And 2, he was making scary faces at me, and I didn't think it was funny. So this went on and on and on, and they just kind of took it like, okay, you know, she's got an active imagination, I'm sure she's fine. But there were other things that kept going on in the house. There was this huge mirror at the foot of our stairs. Like, you would go down the stairs and there would be this landing, and to the right went into the den and to the left went into the living room. But it was like floor to ceiling, one of those huge, I mean, this house was built in like the 20s or 30s. So it was just a huge mirror. And my parents would be sitting in the den, and out of the corner of their eye, see someone pass in front of the mirror. And nobody else was in the house. And they just thought, okay, well, I'm tired. I must be imagining things. Not a problem. I'll be fine. No worries. And maybe it was the dog. Who knows? But there were other things that happened as well. There were several instances where my mom was pushed down the stairs. And sometimes it was while she was holding either me or my brother. And, my dad was like, well, you must have tripped, or, maybe the stairs are uneven at one point and you just felt like you were being pushed. There was just no other explanation for it. She's not clumsy by any means. She's not overweight. She doesn't have a balance issue. She just, every once in a while, would feel like she was being pushed down the stairs. And so, come to find out, after a few years, we had moved to Florida, and we rented out the house to someone else. And we came back after a year or something. I don't know. This was when I was like 3 or 4. We came back, and there were various holes all up and down the stairwell, where they kept putting banisters and handle bars and that kind of thing on the walls going up and down the stairs. And my dad was upset. He's like, what did you do? I've got all these holes on my walls now, and I gotta fix those before I sell the house. And he was like, well, it was the darndest thing. My dad, who was living with him, he kept falling down the stairs. And so we were trying to get handles in places where he could reach them and help him down the stairs. And it was kind of weird that this man was having trouble falling down the stairs, and my mom was saying she was pushed down the stairs. So, it was one of those things that, it's all coming together in a weird kind of way. We went to sell the house, and this lady came through, and she was, my parents were taking her around the various rooms. And when she got to my bedroom, she was like, she says, this used to be Grandpa Straight's room. And they were like, I'm sorry? And she's like, well, when I was a little girl, my grandpa lived here. And he actually passed away in this room, but maybe you've heard of him, because, some of the neighbors are still the same neighbors. They're older, but they would know him. He used to sit out on the front porch and make faces at the kids to make them laugh and entertain them. And my dad was like, was he an older guy with a beard and a plaid shirt and suspenders? And she's like, yeah, that's it. You must have known him, or somebody told you about him, right? And my dad was like, well, no, but my little girl has seen him. And she was like, she's only 3 or 4. My grandpa died years ago. And my dad was like, I think he's still here. And she didn't buy the house. Big surprise. I mean, who wouldn't want a friendly ghost to help you babysit? I don't. Yeah, my phone wants to talk. I don't know who the entity was that had the issue with the stairs. I don't think it would have been Grandpa Straight because he liked children. He liked to make them laugh. He sounded like a caring person. So maybe this was someone else. I really don't think it was him. Yeah, that is my first encounter with a ghost. Like I said, I was a toddler, but it's one of the more colorful stories because it was actually backed up by someone who didn't know us from Adam. And for her to come in and say exactly what her grandfather did and have line up with the story that I was telling my parents. Obviously, I didn't know this man. He passed away before I was born. But it was interesting to hear that. So that is my first ghost story, and I will try to make more, especially in the month of October. So gearing up for Halloween and all things eerie. So yeah, ta-da! Video number 1. Oh. But yeah, so we will see you next time. Bye.